Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. In this video, we are going to be talking about everything that we should know about growing strawberries. So I recently made a new strawberry bed and I just finished adding some compost in there. And this is what it's looking like. So now I am going to be taking out these ones first, then these, and then I'm going to separate these ones to see how much I will be getting out of these two pots that I bought at Walmart a few weeks ago. While I am separating these ones, I will continue to talk about everything that we need to know about growing strawberries, including some of the mistakes I made, what I'm going to be doing growing forward. All right, so let's get these out first. I need to hurry up and do this because it's getting late. Now, this is one of the mother plants, and I know it's one of the mother plants because it's putting out runners. Yeah, so let me take, I think I need, I'm going to be putting them in this. So I'm just going to dig my hand underneath the plants as deep as possible and take them out with as much of the soil as possible, because I do not want, well, as a matter of fact, the strawberries don't mind getting a little disturbance in the roots. All right, so now these are the two mother plants with the runners on them. I have some thyme planted in these, planted with them as well, because the thyme and the strawberries, they're a great companion. So let's get these over to the new bed and transplant them. Growing strawberries can be a very rewarding experience, yielding delicious fresh fruits. So now we're going to be discussing everything we need to know to get started. Number one on the list is location and sunlight. Full sun is key for strawberries. They need at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight per day, with 10 or more hours being ideal for maximum fruit production. When growing strawberries, we should avoid a lot of shade. Choose a spot away from trees and buildings that cast significant shade. Trees also compete for water and nutrients, and that is if you're planting them in ground. If planting in the ground, we'll need a well-drained site. Ensure the location doesn't accumulate standing water after a heavy rain. Elevated beds or containers are excellent for drainage. We should also avoid frost pockets. Don't plant in a low-lying area where cold air settles, as late frost can damage the flowers. Now let us talk about the soil requirements. Strawberries love a well-drained soil. This is crucial to prevent root rot. If you have heavy clay soil, amend it with organic matter like compost, aged manure, or coconut coir to improve the drainage. If your strawberries are planted in the ground and you want to test the drainage, all you have to do is to dig a 1 foot deep hole, fill it with water, and it should drain within 3 hours. The soil is the most important factor for growing big, juicy strawberries, so therefore we should think about incorporating several inches of aged compost or other rich organic matter into the soil before planting, and I did that earlier. Strawberries are heavy feeders and benefit from fertile soil. Now, when it comes to planting strawberries, over here in Zone 10A, Florida, the strawberries are typically planted in September to early November and produce fruit through April or May. Strawberries grown in Florida is oftentimes treated as annuals due to our climate. In Zone 6 northward, it's best planted in spring so they can establish roots before winter. Zone 7 southward can be planted in fall. Here are some of the ways we can plant our strawberries. We can use bare root crowns, potted plants or runners, daughter plants from a mother plant, and bare root plants are often more affordable. Well, when it comes to spacing, it all depends on how close you want to plant your strawberries and depending on the amount of space you have to grow your strawberries. But in ground, plants should be spaced 12 to 18 inches apart to allow for runners. Rows should be 2 to 3 feet apart. For containers, plants can be closer, like 4 to 8 inches apart, but for me, they are definitely closer. Now the planting depth, it is very crucial. Dig a hole deep enough to accommodate the roots without bending them. Ensure the crown, that is the central growing bud where the leaves meet at the roots, is just above the soil surface. It should be above the soil surface. If we bury the crown, the plant can rot. If it's too shallow, it can dry out. Spread out the roots in the hole and firm the soil gently around the plant to eliminate air pockets. Water well immediately after planting to settle the soil. Consistent moisture is also essential for growing our strawberries, and that was one of the mistakes I made. I allowed the soil to dry out very regularly, but going forward, I'm going to do much better. So strawberries need consistently moisture, but not overlogged soil. The roots are shallow, so they dry out quickly. Now, when it comes to deep watering, we should water deeply 1 to 2 times a week, depending on rainfall and weather. Aim for 1 to 1.5 inches of water per week. Avoid overhead watering. Water at the base of the plant using a drip irrigation or a soaker hose to avoid wetting the leaves and fruit, which can encourage fungal diseases. I don't have a drip irrigation, so I water from the root with my little sprout bottle or even the hose. If you must use overhead watering, do it early in the morning on a sunny day so the foliage can dry quickly. Crucial times for watering is especially important when the runners and flowers are developing, and again in late summer as plants prepare for winter dormancy. Now, when it comes to fertilization, that should be done a few weeks before planting, so you can introduce a balanced fertilizer like 10-10-10 into the soil. I do not use any type of synthetic fertilizers when it comes to growing any of my crops. I'm sticking strictly to compost. Now, strawberries are heavy feeders, as I said earlier. So after planting, side dress with a balanced fertilizer, that is if you want to, and during growth, fruiting, fertilization should be done monthly with a fertilizer suited for berries, one that is higher in phosphorus and potassium and lower in nitrogen. Too much nitrogen will promote leafy growth at the expense of fruits. Now, for the June spring bearing varieties, fertilize twice a year before growth begins and after fruiting. The ever-bearing variety, like the ones that I am growing, fertilize every 2 weeks. I don't do that because I am using a lot of compost. Now, when it comes to mulching, because as we hear the name strawberry, if you want to use straw, feel free. I am now using cardboard, and I might possibly use some banana leaves as well because I am out of cardboard right now. So now all the strawberries from the stackable planters, they are planted in the 3 back baskets, but only 2 of the baskets are mulch. I will get to the others as soon as I get some more cardboard to shred. And now these 3 front baskets, I am going to these out, see how much I have, and then I will plant them in those baskets over there. So as I separate these plants from this planter, let us talk about the strawberry runners for a minute. The strawberry plants produce runners that send out new plants. The first season new plants Pinch off the first flush of flowers and all runners to encourage the plant to put its energy into developing a strong root system. Some varieties are grown in a matted row system where runners are allowed to root, creating a wider patch. Others, like day neutrals, are often grown with runners removed to focus energy on the main plant. I recently shared with you my new strawberry bed that have the additional containers to the side for the runners. So whenever you have runners, ensure that you have enough space where they can be rooted, and then cut them off and put them somewhere else for them to grow, because if you don't cut them off, they are going to be taking energy from the original plant. If you're growing in ground, after harvest each year, it's beneficial to renovate strawberry beds by raking and removing old leaves and narrowing the rows to promote good air circulation. Now, pests and diseases, I've never had that. It is key. Prevention is key. Plant in full sun. Ensure good air circulation by proper spacing and weeding. Water at the base of the plant in the morning. Now, this is something all of us should already know, that birds love strawberries, and that is why I keep mine in those little bags, and now I am using those big pop-up coverings. So, use a netting or floating row covers to protect your crop. Slugs can also be an issue. Mulch can help, and there are various slug control methods. Well, I have heard and read that eggshells is a good deterrent for slugs. I have never had any slug issues, keeping my fingers crossed. I don't need them. I don't like them. I don't want to see them. Now, for the fungal diseases like powdery mildew, it can occur, especially in humid conditions or with poor air circulation. Avoid overhead watering as a key preventative measure. Now, after we complete all of this and all of that, it's time for harvest. Now, harvest ripe strawberries in the cool of the morning. Normally, when I harvest my strawberries, because they're covered, I would just enjoy them right in the garden. But if you're not going to eat them right away, refrigerate them right after you pick them for the best freshness. And to me, they are more delicious than store-bought strawberries. I am not exaggerating, especially of the fact that I know exactly where they're coming from and what is in them. Yep. So by following these guidelines, we will be well on our way to enjoy a bountiful harvest of homegrown strawberries. Oh my gosh. So now, I am separating these to go in the new garden bed to see how well they will perform over there. And we are all going to be seeing them grow together until the day of harvest. So here is the first 9. 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. Taking this one down now to see how many we have in there. Oh, we have to do this one off camera because phone battery is very low now. So I'm going to run inside to charge it while I am taking these out, and God's willing, tomorrow morning I will show you all how many I got from this pot. Hello and good morning, you all. I am back outside to show you how many strawberries I got from my second hanging planter. So initially I got 9 from the first one. Now here is 3 from the second one. I have 1, 2, 3, possibly 5, because this root, not sure if it's alive, and it looks like I can get 2 from it. Or even 3. Looks like about 3. So in here I would say 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 and 3 would be 9. And then there is another 3 in here. 9 and 3, 12. So 12 and 9, that would give me 21 strawberry plants from those two hanging planters. Yes, peeps, as you can all see, I did put the pop-up tents back over the strawberries because I want them to start, getting adjusted to their new areas without too much sun penetrating them, and don't want them to suffer from any transplant shock. And that's why I did it yesterday evening. Now, these won't be coming down anytime soon because I have secured them with some zip ties to the baskets. And after I was putting on the zip ties, I realized that I should not have put the zip ties in the middle pieces here, because when I am on this side, I can always lift this section to take out strawberries or to pull out the runners to add in these side containers. And see, look at this. There's a strawberry on this one, and strawberry on this one. All right. So now, let us see how well these strawberries are going to progress in their new bed. And I will be adding compost ever so often. Here is another opening, but this one is a little bit too tight, but it's okay. Yeah, so I guess they're okay now. I'm going to close this back and head on inside to enjoy the rest of the day. Hey. All right, so that is it for our strawberry video. Did you learn anything from this? Was there anything that you were doing wrong with your strawberries? Or go ahead and comment down below and share some of your successes and failures that you have had with strawberries. I know I have had a few, and I am trying to correct them now. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye bye.